crossing over from one platform to another is a bit of a treacherous path.
Generally, yes, established fans can be quite difficult to please, especially when dealing with, the crossover, to the point where I'm not sure if even they know what they want at times. And Mass Effect Paragon Lost is no exception. Production IG and BioWare, the two guys who gave us Kill Bill Volume 1 and Ghost in the Shell Standalone Complex, are the companies that are handling this huge task. Now, Paragon Lost is supposed to be a prequel of Mass Effect 3, so we follow the early career of Alliance Marine James Vega, who's voiced by Freddie Prinze Jr. Now, he leads an elite Special Forces squad into battle against a mysterious alien threat known as the Collectors. Stationed at a colony in a remote star system, Vega and his troops must protect the colonists from these alien invaders bent on abducting humans for unknown purposes. He's outmanned and outgunned, and Vega must rally his squad to defend the colony at all costs, even if it means making the ultimate sacrifice. Sonya.
Yes.
Was this the story that you wanted to follow?
No, no, not really. Look, I'm a massive fan of Mass Effect, and within that amazing universe that was created within the game, this was the story they chose to tell. I don't understand why, there was Garrus putting his team together on Omega, or we could have followed Liara, going after the Shadow Broker, or even, a bit of an expose on the seedy world of Cerberus. There were so many more amazing stories, and yet they went with Vega.
Yeah, I think you raise a very good point, and that is the story is weak sauce, on top of which, it's supposed to be a prequel to Mass Effect 3, and yet it kind of deals with issues that are dealt with already and established in Mass Effect 2, and the film was released months after Mass Effect 3 was released as a game, and so continuity-wise and content-wise, it doesn't really offer much extra to the universe. So I kind of wonder who it's made for. If it's made for fans, they may be a little disappointed.
Yep.
If it's made for newcomers as a way of introducing them to the universe, then I don't think it works there either. They should have started at the beginning with Commander Shepard, because he's a tried and proven protagonist, and he's already got a very rich history, and it would have been a nice, easier way to sort of ease them into the game, but into the film rather. Now, that aside, all the class types, the recognizable special abilities, they're all in there, but they largely go underdeveloped and underexplored. They may even go unnoticed. For myself, because I'm a fan of the game and played quite extensively in Sonya as well, you get to recognize some of these little nuances and the scattering of smaller details that hail to the game, and I kind of got a little bit of enjoyment out of that, recognizing those, but that's just a private little thing.
I don't know, I kind of felt like all the characters were at the first stage of customization when you kind of start the game. It's like, this is man 1 and this is woman 1.
Right.
There was no individuality to me, and they just felt, really underdeveloped.
Yes, underdeveloped, sure, but I don't know. I still thought they had a point of difference about them. We have to understand that we're not dealing with 20 plus, 30 plus, 40 plus hours of gameplay and storyline to sort of delve into, and so therefore, I don't know, I don't think it's possible to explore the plethora of characters that are available to you in the universe, nor, all of those that they tried to, present, to us within the film as well. Certainly within 90 minutes. I like what you said earlier about trying to, strip it back and simplify it. Try and get just one character and follow a side quest of theirs that they've spoken about in the game. That would have been much more interesting, more of a better window to sort of explore there. Now, visually, I wasn't blown away. It was sort of a little bit more TV animation than film animation. It didn't kind of reach that higher caliber I was hoping for, even though some of the action sequences are very good. The soundtrack as well, it's good. Yeah,
it blends in really nicely with what's going on.
Yeah, it doesn't detract too much from the action. I thought it was quite nice. And the sound effects, though, they're very solid. Certainly the weaponry, all those sounds, they're very good. The 3D modeling of the vehicles, like the Mako, and some of the architecture on the colony, I thought that was good work.
Yeah, most of it was good. The Krogan ship wasn't. It kind of looked like a bit of a box on strings. It was weird. You had this really nice colony and all that kind, and then you go to the Krogan ship, which looks like it was straight out of the 80s. It was a bit weird.
What about the voices though? Did you like the voices? I liked them.
Look, everyone did a good job. There was nothing that really stood out to me. I gotta say, with some of the characters, that's a bit like, but that's not what they sound like. I know what these people sound like, and obviously there's different actors that are doing the voices, so it was a bit of a clang. But I think the biggest problem with the voice work were the lines that they had to say. This was so heavily cliched, it was really painful to me at some points, especially, and I have to share this, my personal favourite, where one of the characters gets captured by a collector and actually says, "Collect this," before killing him.
Yes, I know. It's terrible, but look, I still think that, you know, it wouldn't have been as bad if the stakes were higher and we were on board from this, you know, the story from the beginning, more invested. You have a look at something like The Avengers, and it's full of cliche, you know, one-liners, these cheesy one-liners, and I love that film. And I don't know, I think it's got a little bit more to do with, again, the content over the structure of it. It's just the content-wise, it's lacking this. Yeah.
There's no sense of urgency, I felt, with the film. Like when you
that's
play
very
the
true.
game, you pull through. Even in the quieter moments when you're making the decisions around the ship, there is still a certain level of anxiety and urgency that you have to get this stuff done.
Yes.
And I felt that was really lacking in this film. I also didn't really care for any of the characters. I had no empathy for them. And I've got to say, I was actually really glad when it was over. Look,
Okay.
I am a big fan of Mass Effect, and I was so disappointed by this that I'm gonna burn it.
Oh, wow.
Yep, Sonya's
Really?
being harsh. I'm coming down.
Not a berry?
No, it's
right.
worse than a berry. It's a burn.
Wow, okay. Well, I feel I need to put this into some kind of context here, because Sonya and I are both big fans of the games, and it's very difficult to sort of look at this film in its own merits. But at the same time, you know, we're exactly the kind of people that this film is going to initially attract.
That's right.
And so therefore, just like the original ending to Mass Effect 3, it leaves you with a bit of bitterness. But despite, you know, all my grievances, I'm still going to give this film a borrow, actually.
Really?
Yes, really. I find it quite entertaining, and look, I recommend it to fans and, you know, noobs alike. I think you will get something out of it, even if you want to tear it to shreds, if you like. But, you know, if you can isolate it away from the universe, I don't think it's a terrible tale, as difficult as that may seem. But my main comment or criticism and advice, so if you're watching Production IG and BioWare,
Listen to
because what
us.
else would you be doing right now?
Exactly.
Thank you. And that is to, you know, bring it out as a movie series.
Yes.
It'd be 3 seasons, each with 12 episodes and each 40 minutes long. That would be awesome.
I can get on board with that.
You could?
I could.
That's right.
Yep.
Who's with me?
They can't hear you.
That's cool. I'm with me.
Okay, good.
You're with me.
I'm with you.
Yes. We're with us.